Hello and welcome to another episode of Every Day is a New Day live here on Facebook. And we are in the month of February. So how fitting is it that my guest today is Nori Love. So welcome, Nori.
Hi, Kim. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's funny because earlier today I wasn't wearing this scarf and then I was starting to feel kind of cold and I thought, oh, it's all, this is a very maroon burgundy color. And I thought, oh no, does it look like Christmas? But then I thought, no, how fitting for February. Love, Valentine's Day.
Absolutely. It looks all lovey and warm. Mm-hmm.
I love it. Well, I feel like we're kind of matching too. So it's nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we are going to talk with Nori Love today and she's a fascinating, amazing person. So we only have an hour, so we'll see what comes up in this hour, but we're going to get to learn about Nori. I imagine we're going to talk about body transformations because she has a lot of experience with body work and energy work and all of that stuff. And then we would love to also interact with you, the viewer. So I'm going to take a quick check to see who might already be here with us. And it looks like I see Anne. So hello, Anne. Thanks for being with us. She says, hello, ladies. Hello, Anne. And okay, so I presume that means we're already on Facebook. And let's see here. Yes, we are. We are live on Facebook. Fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and close Facebook. I might open it back up a little later as we go. But let's get started. So Nori, I would love for you to tell us, who are you and what do you do?
Wow. Well, I am Nori Love and I do hypnotherapy. You know what? I help people to transform, heal, or open to their greatest health and well-being.
That's a beautiful way to put it. Yes. That's excellent. I know when we have so many different skills and talents and ways that, one pathway of working with people can really reap so many different kinds of benefits. Sometimes it's like, well, how do we describe that? And you did that perfectly. So,
and then you get into the list of talking about all the things you do, right? And then I make smoothies and then I walk dogs.
Right, exactly. So actually that was an excellent example of how to combine everything into one statement. I love it. Okay. So Nori, next, I love this question because everyone can have a different response to it. If someone were to ask you, actually, you know what? I said last week, I wasn't going to say it this way. So let me rephrase. What is your story? How do you respond to that question?
Wow. My story is unfolding. And my story keeps getting better and better every day. So I don't focus so much on the story anymore unless I need it in my work or if I need it to help somebody else. I focus on what makes me feel good and what I love and where I'm going.
Okay, so I want to point something out. Thank you, Nori. That's awesome. I want to point something out. Nori is clearly very good at having let's see here. Well, it's so interesting that I'm having this reaction to what I was just about to say. She's really good at using her words very mindfully, very deliberately. The way you just described that was masterful. Yeah, it was very masterful. What you just said is a reflection. You just did. Okay, I'm getting a little lost in my head. Are you out there? Do you understand what I'm talking about? You're very good at focusing on the positive and actually using positive word choices to describe what you do. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And it wasn't always that way. I mean, there would have been a time where I would have told, one of many stories, but really that's not where I'm going. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful, Nori. I love it. And Anne says, absolutely. So thank you, Anne. Yeah, that's wonderful. I love that, Nori. Because I've found, and I think I'm learning that a lot of us find this as we're on that journey to being more positive. You start to become more aware of the words that you're saying and how is that actually a reflection of the story you're currently living. So then if we are deliberate creators, how can we shift that by being more mindful with our words in the present moment? Anyway, so that was a fantastic example. I loved it. Yeah. So okay, so what life lesson have you learned that's had the greatest impact on you so far? And how did you learn that lesson?
I think it was back in the forest when I was raised by wolves. Just kidding.
Okay, please elaborate.
I made that up. I don't know. I just made that up.
Okay.
No, I think one of my biggest lessons, and I was really thinking about the question for a while, is when I realized I was fat. And that day was so pivotal on so many levels because it made me wonder, how did I live all those years not knowing I was fat, right? What went on in my mind, all the not knowing I was fat. And then dealing with the pain of realizing, oh my gosh, this is where I am and I don't know what to do. And then moving into the knowing that if I created my world back there and I was still okay, that there's some other world, there's some other transformation that I can create. And then like my words, when I told you about my story, I started focusing on where I wanted to go.
Nice. Okay. So it sounds like what you just described, it sounds like you had this all of a sudden awareness that you were in a body that you didn't want to have.
Yeah. I mean, I was at the beach in a 2-piece bathing suit, more than 210 pounds. Okay. And somebody called me Goodyear.
Oh, goodness.
Like, what? Oh, yeah. Wow. How did this happen? So yeah, it was shocking.
And so then so what was your level of confidence up until that moment?
That's a really good question. And it's really hard for me to accurately say that, because I don't want to recreate the story.
Okay.
I'm sure I had times where I was not confident, but I remember having a good time, being younger and having a good time and being silly and pretty much being in the moment often.
Yes, you are welcome to answer anything that you feel, anything that you feel comfortable or not comfortable answering. What I want to ask you is I guess it sounds like that was just this big aha moment for you and it brought through a lot of other awarenesses. And I'm just wondering what else came through for you as you had this moment where you realized, oh no, I'm in a body that I would prefer not to have. And so what came from there? Because that sounds like a real pivotal moment that led to other
it was huge. And, it wasn't one moment where I went, oh, I'm really fat. I am the Goodyear blimp. And okay, well, boom, I'm going to change it. I mean, there were days of searing pain, recognizing that I was so out of touch with my inner self or was I, right? That I didn't know that I was doing that. So there was a lot of soul searching. There was a lot of pain. There was a lot of uncertainty. And then there was a lot of reflection. And it's not like the awarenesses or the lessons happened immediately.
Right.
The process of transforming my body, going through the pain and the joy and the sorrow and all that you go through is really where I learned more of the lessons or got the insights.
Okay.
Did I answer your question?
I think so. Yeah. You know what? Well, as soon as you shared that part of your story, I just feel like, oh, it seems like there's a whole bag full of questions that could be asked from that. So I think I will actually continue on with the other questions that I was going to ask you, but it's obvious that there's a lot from that story that I'm sure has led you to where you are today and all the gifts that you have to offer your clients. So thank you for at least, for opening that up.
One of the pivotal things that I did get from that was somewhere in my heart, somewhere in my soul, I knew, and I don't know how I knew that if I could get a vision of the way that I wanted my body to be,
okay,
I knew that if I could get that vision and if I could hold it, that I would get there. And the pain, I mean, it's a painful process. There's no two ways about it, would often prevent me from seeing that. So I would like break it down to, okay, what's the smallest part that I could see? And I could envision, I could feel what it might feel like to not have my legs rubbed together. So that was my starting point. Okay. And then from there, as I became more comfortable with it, or as I believed that I really could do this, then I could envision and feel more.
And you know what? I think I will add this in there. The reason why I also did want to ask you additional questions is because I guess I just want to touch on that. In no way is Nori's story or our conversation saying that it's wrong to be fat. What we're looking at is that Nori discovered she was in a place that she wanted to, change in her life. Something like, oh, wow, this is something, I want to shift this. So we're talking specifically about Nori and her story and how she's moved beyond that. We're not body shaming anybody, not saying anything is wrong about any certain body weight or body shape or body type or anything like that at all. So I think that's really where I was coming from. And so I just want to say that.
That's so important to me because that's part of where my tagline, be you full out came from, because you can't even make a change unless you accept yourself, unless you move into a place of self-love. So I would never shame anybody. And I think people, I've been a nurse for 1 million years and I've seen a billion bodies, and I think people are beautiful. The most beautiful are the people who line up inside with their beauty and then radiate it.
Yes, absolutely. And Nori, and I totally know that about you too. I just wanted to set the record straight in case anyone started to maybe think we were saying something different, and just want to clear the air and say, we're not saying that. We're just hearing about Nori's story. So, because Nori, I think your last name is very fitting for who you are. You are a huge reflection of love and care and support for people at any stage of their journey. And I also know this from personal experience because you've helped me personally as well. So yeah, absolutely. So, okay, wonderful. I'm glad that we touched on that. So then my next question is, what do you believe your values are? And how have you set your life up to be a reflection of those values?
Okay, that's good. Do you mind if Pixie joins the broadcast, because she's really like pulling at me?
Oh, absolutely. Bring on Pixie.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Oh, Pixie's so cute. She's a Chihuahua?
She's like, oh, wait. So my values are honor, mindfulness, kindness, love, awareness, expressiveness, faith, heart, fidelity, hopefulness, resilience, responsibility, truth, uniqueness, spirituality.
I love that you just said them all and you didn't limit yourself to just a few. That's awesome.
Yeah, can't squeeze them into one word. I tried.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to go with it. I love it. So how have you set your life up to reflect those values?
That's a great question. And as I embody, as I live each of those values inside of myself and with myself, I don't shape my life. Then my life takes shape around me that way.
Yes. This, you know what? And this goes right back to what you were just saying too, about being in alignment with yourself, right? Our truth isn't necessarily going to be what someone else's truth is.
Right.
And so in the story you just shared, you weren't in your truth and you realized that. And it sounds like you started that journey then of becoming in alignment with who you are, who you feel you are. And absolutely, when you come from that space, then the world around you gets created. I almost knocked something over. Sorry. So I love that. That is fantastic. And hello, I see we've also got Beth here with us. So hello, Beth. So good to see you. And wonderful. Okay. Well, we're just going in, I also just want to say the reason why I ask these questions is because I think they are very key to helping. I've said this before, but in case there's someone new watching, we can learn so much from each other and how we do things and how we set up our lives and, what we've learned along our journey. And I remember when I had someone start to mention values and the importance of values. And I was like, oh, I don't know. It hadn't dawned on me. This was a few years ago. It hadn't dawned on me how, yes, coming from that place of what you value can really set up the rest of your life to be in alignment and to flow more easily. And it's easier to then, to create and attract and to just be and live, enjoy and experience all those, all the things that are of value to us. So that's why I ask these questions to see go ahead.
Well, the thing that came to mind when you were talking was that when we get clear on what we value and we focus on that, we change our beliefs. And that's why my past story doesn't matter anymore, because I don't believe all of those things that shaped my life earlier, because I'm a different person. That makes sense?
It totally does. Yes. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So moving on. I love this, Nori. I'm enjoying speaking with you today.
Me too.
Good. So what is and I think this leads right into the next question then. So what is your perspective on the meaning of life or having a life purpose?
The meaning of life is to have fun and to be expressive. And I believe that I'm a little spark of the Creator expressing on the planet. And the more that I am in tune with that spark within me, because that's really, really who I am. That's who I am underneath the things that I learned, that I took on, that were not mine, that we believe because of society or, that relationship that went bad, all of those things, that little spark, when I'm in alignment with that spark, I am expressing me full out. And it doesn't matter if I'm 200 pounds or, 90 pounds. It doesn't matter at all. It's just that divine expression. So I think that we come here to have fun and to express our uniqueness.
Yes, I love that. I'm feeling so much ease and flow right now. It feels amazing. I agree, Nori. I think we are all little sparks of light here to be our truth and to express ourselves in the way that feel, natural for us, that really help, that support us in lighting up. And I don't know. I'm feel really good right now. So it looks like we also have Jason who's joined us. So hello, Jason. See you here. He says, hey, Nori and Kim. And Anne is saying, feeling the love. Aww. I know, right? And so I am too right now. And it's like, I notice for me when I feel that sometimes it's kind of like you can't think as much clearly. It's just sort of
wavy.
yeah. I'm feeling a little bit of that. So I'm going to ground myself a little more right now as we continue with the questions. Yeah, fantastic, Nori. So, okay, I would love if you would share with our audience today. And if you're watching this on the replay, then please feel free to go ahead and comment and let us know your thoughts as well. Nori shared so many wonderful things with us today. But my next question I'm excited about because this is the part where we get to learn how to, apply certain things to our life through different exercises or practices that different practitioners use. So Nori, I would love if you would share with us an exercise or a process. And I forgot your dog's name already, but
it's like having children. Pixie.
Pixie, okay. And Pixie can join in with us. So Pixie, you are welcome to join in the process. So I would love if you can share an exercise or a process with us that you've used or you have used with your clients that has, is supportive in making shifts and transitions in life.
Oh, so many to choose from.
Oh, we still have Anne's comment up. Let's take that down.
A process or an exercise. Well, all right, I'm going to go with it. I love going into the control room. If you would. This is a little woo-woo, but
that's okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot of talk about chakras. And, as a nurse, I only would listen about chakras. And it wasn't really until I went through Reiki Mastery that I really began to focus on the chakras and know which one is which. But everything that I've learned regarding the energy fields and the meridians, to take the woo-woo out of chakras, they're really just energy centers. And when even if we don't understand what they do, when we consciously go in and picture a control room, so you can either have a dial or you can have one of those little slide bars that goes back and forth, and you go in and intuitively go, yeah, a little bit to the right, no, a little bit to the left, like almost like you're dialing a combination lock. When you do that, it actually changes the energy flow in your body.
I love that. So how would you look at it as, let's see, I'm feeling frustrated right now. Let's turn the dial to something that's less frustrated. Would you look at it like that? Or is there a visual that you get in your head?
Yeah. And you could do that. But I find it's a little nebulous. If you're really, logical, black and white, then maybe you need to have the degrees on it. Okay, I'm going to go to 360 degrees, or no, I'm going to go to 4 degrees. If that makes sense to you, then go ahead and do that. So if it's frustration or ease and flow, okay, sure, you can dial that dial. But sometimes you can just go, okay, where am I feeling this in my body? So I'm feeling frustrated. I feel it in my gut. For goodness sake, I feel it in my gut. So in my mind, I just go in and I just imagine that dial and I intuitively move it around. Like, okay, I'm going to go 3 times this way. Nope, let me go back 1. Okay, that feels better. Yeah. But nice. You can do it your way. Absolutely.
Oh, and I was just trying to see, what would the scale be of for someone who is thinking more black and white, like, I don't know. I didn't know if that would help, but no, I love.
The only thing I find about the black and white part is you can get equally as frustrated trying to reach that goal, so that's why the intuitive kind of artistic, no, 3 more times this way, kind of gets you out of your head and gets you into your feeling place or, in alignment with your energy flow.
Nice. Wonderful. Well, and something else that came up as you were talking in the previous question is asking ourselves, who does this belong to?
Oh, I love that. That's so important.
Yes, I agree. Because there have been so many times where I'll start to have thoughts and I'll be like, why do we even have this? And then I'll ask myself, who does this belong to? And instantly go, oh, it's not me. This is not me. And it's so much easier then to clear out some of the negative thinking or whatever it is that's creating, misalignment within me.
Right. And it's so interesting to me we who are empathic, right? We who are sensitive to other people's energies or catch a thought going by and suddenly feel something about it. When you get two people like that together, it's like, oh, why do I feel bad? And the other person, wow, what is she? She feels bad. I feel bad. And then it just gets all balled up and entangled. But that's so true. So, who does this belong to?
Yeah.
Is it mine? And then I kind of like, if it doesn't immediately go away and I go, okay, is it mine? And if it feels heavy, then it's mine.
Yeah.
If it feels light, then it's not mine. And then if it feels heavy, then how does it get better than this? What can I do in this moment? Maybe I can go in and just turn the dial. We don't have to have the hard science answers about it. There's a certain freedom. There's a big shift that comes in trusting the mystery.
I love that. Well, okay, so I'm gonna ask you. You are a nurse and you work in hospitals, correct? And so, how has the energy work that you do today factor into the work that you do in the hospital, or does it?
It definitely does. It definitely does. In the past, I would be. What would the word be? I would be available to have many energy shifts based on other people's energy around me. And, in the hospital, you can sense or perceive a very wide degree of emotion and feelings there. So I would often take on, now, if I was in nurse mode, I was focused.
Okay.
And there was nothing that was going to really shake me. I have to use that same focus now energetically so that I can navigate lots of different emotions and keep myself in the available energetic space. But it also helps me. I really see how people respond to me differently. When I'm in alignment and expressing myself from my heart, people, even the most difficult of person, shifts, and we get to the heart of the matter or whatever it is that they need. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It is amazing. Yeah, I know. It's so interesting too, how just to be seen, how setting the intention and being in alignment with ourselves, recognizing that we have the ability to shift something and taking action on that and actually doing it, how it can shift it and we can feel better about it. It's very rewarding to be able to apply that and then to see how it works. And it can be real quick too. So,
well, I love the way that it works. Okay. Our original state, our state when we're in alignment is that we are perfect, whole, complete, and healed. And that's how I see people. So I could walk into a room and see somebody who is, 40 minutes away from dying, and all I see is the magic in their eyes, and people can sense when you see them whole, complete, and beautiful and healed. And there's something in their spirit that responds to that.
Oh, I completely agree. Well, that's fantastic to know that as a nurse, you are doing that because that has the potential to help them step into that space and receive healing, to be healed, in their own way.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So
I'm blessed to have those experiences.
That's awesome. I tend to work with kids in different areas, and I see that with them as well. When I take time to see a kid, and you can see that they all of a sudden feel seen, and they feel the just the love and appreciation for who they are and here in this space. Oh,
that happens like in a cafeteria, like in a hospital cafeteria, little baby, hanging over dad's shoulders, and they look at me and I look at them, and there's that moment where it's like energy to energy, heart to heart, boom, right? They just explode with happiness and a smile. And I know exactly even the dogs do that, really.
Yes. I completely know. And Beth Myers, she understands as well. Perfect, whole, healthy, and well. Yes. And I know Beth Myers knows a lot about what we're talking about as well, because she's right on that same wavelength of understanding the energy and the love. So thank you, Beth, for being here and commenting as well.
The other thing about that is, okay, if people are really broken, I used to work in the burn and trauma ICU. If people are really, really broken, and they're too weak to see themselves as whole, perfect, complete, and healed, we can impart a little bit of that feeling to them for them to grab onto until they strengthen to be able to really move into that feeling. Does that make sense?
It totally does. Yeah. And that's also why, for those who want to support others and spread love and joy and all of that, the more that we're in alignment with ourselves supports us to be able to, to give to others in that way and be a reflection for them of their greatness and how awesome they are, even in those moments when they're not feeling it themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and Beth says, everyone wants to be seen, and kids express that reminder in their excitement. Yes, I agree with that. Absolutely, Beth. So, okay, Nori, we're going to take a little detour here just to get to know you. A little maybe like 35-degree turn or 50-degree turn.
On and on. Okay.
Exactly. So, okay, I would love to know, what are one of your favorite jokes or favorite quotes that you would like to share with us today?
My favorite quote is, "Faith is the bird that sings to the dawn while it's still dark."
Oh, okay. Say that again.
Faith is the bird that sings to the dawn while it's still dark.
That's beautiful. I haven't heard that before.
And it's an unknown.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. Faith was huge for me anyway in 2017, and it's still, but that's beautiful. I love that. Okay, so what's something unique or quirky about you that you can share with us today?
Maybe we should go into what isn't quirky.
Whatever comes up for you.
Wow. Whew. Wow. So many men, so little time.
Okay.
What's unique and quirky about me? I think just the way that I express myself. Certainly my line of glasses that I wear.
Which are fantastic, very intriguing, eye-catching. They make you interesting.
I have the rhinestone cat eye, and
okay.
Yeah, I decided that when my vision changed, that if I had to have glasses, I was going to have fun with it. So,
I want to rephrase that. Your glasses don't make you interesting. You are interesting, and your glasses are just a mere reflection of that.
Thank you.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know, Kim. There's so many things that are quirky about me that I don't even know where to start.
Well, then I love that because I think we all are quirky and we all have our uniquenesses about us. And I just love for people to be able to see that in themselves and know that it's okay. So for you to say that, I mean, I'm essentially getting from you that maybe the bulk of you feels quirky, and that's fantastic because to me you shine through as very confident and a beautiful reflection of just who you are. And the more you do that, of course, then of course it empowers others to know that it's safe to be who they are as well.
That's amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think the quirkiest part of all of this, the unique part of all of this, is that it's only been recently that I allowed myself to fully be me, to fully be as quirky as I am, to take the risk and, walk in a room and crack a joke. And, you run the risk of people going, what was that? Who was she? I mean, there is so much freedom and joy in doing that.
What was, or was there a tipping point that got you to that other side where you feel more confident and supported and maybe even safe to be you full out, to, to stand firmly in all your uniquenesses or whatever?
Oh, wow.
For you?
I think, in the past couple of years, I think the experience of having had the black mold toxicity really was the tipping point for me. I mean, I was in California and I was in San Diego, and that's like the land of freedom of self-expression, right? Because I was working in this hospital and everybody, nurses were wearing tracksuits, and you could just express yourself any way that you wanted to, and it was amazing. So that began to give me license.
Okay.
So I would start by trying some things out, and I noticed that in expressing, because I had stuffed so many things, that the side where the pendulum swung was the side where I had so much to say, and it was coming out a little bit direct. It was coming out, okay. And I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna own it. And if I'm being rude, somebody will tell me, but I'm speaking my mind. So I was speaking my mind in a way that was almost abrupt for some people. Okay. They're like, oh my God, she has got to be a New Yorker, here in California. And I was, but it was that, I was that direct.
Okay.
So I swung all the way to that way. And then there was part of it that was kind of like, wow, I like the way it feels really saying what I mean. And then I got sick. And the universe was like, okay, hurry up and do nothing. Bam. And I was really sick, and I had a lot of time to think about things and to reassess life, and got to know the parts of me on the other side of that spectrum, that was also so stuffed down. The parts that want to say, wow, you look amazing, and really mean it, to express affection and kindness. And as a nurse, it was easy for me to do that. But as a person, I would always think, well, is he going to think I'm flirting with him? Or like I was always second guessing myself because I was afraid I was going to insult somebody or something. So I think going through that experience, which I'm grateful for now, was really the tipping point, because I got up and I was like, here I am. And here I am.
It sounds like the real you, or the true you, was just tired of being stuffed down. And finally there was nowhere else to go other than out. And I've found that when we've been so far off in one direction for so long, that all of a sudden, that pendulum swings and boom, it's coming out big time the other direction. And then we find our way back.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. So, in between those swings, there's a lot of testing ground, but and it's awkward. And sometimes you make a mistake, but wow, is it so worth it?
And okay, so let's bring it back to the body. In what ways have you noticed your body respond to you allowing yourself to be more fully you?
Well, part of that is what helped me to heal. Because I was phenomenally sick, like beyond.
Wow.
So getting in touch with me and my core values and focusing on them actually, change the vibration in my body and in my cells. And I tested it out. I didn't do it on purpose, but the more I would go into the story about how bad I feel, the worse I felt.
Yes, right.
And now, like I said, my story keeps getting better and better as I stay focused on my core values and on the things that I love and make me feel good, and seeing my whole life, heal complete, whole, and perfect. I wake up every day and go, wow, this really is getting better. I see changes. I have energetic changes. And the more that I am me full out, the more amazing things take shape in my life around me.
The more you're able to contribute to that momentum so it can be reflected back to you like a boomerang.
Exactly. Or a figure eight.
Or exactly, a figure eight. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is good. And going back to your glasses, Anne says, I love your glasses. LOL.
Yeah.
Okay. So I also love resources and having access to different resources, learning about different resources. So Nori, what are one of your favorite websites or online resources that you can share with us in case maybe someone's not familiar with it or doesn't realize how awesome it is?
Wow. So many choices.
Is there one maybe in particular that you go to for body, type information or energy type information or?
Yeah. I'm so quirky and eclectic that I have many resources. It just depends on what my focus is at any one time. So it could be metaphysical sites. It could be nutraceutical sites. It could be the Edgar Cayce Foundation. It could be like a hypnotherapy site. I research hypnotherapy a lot because that's really what's blooming in my life right now, my hypnotherapy practice. So
is there one in particular that maybe people could find a lot more information to learn more about hypnotherapy about?
No, because they're really technical, the ones that I go to.
Okay.
But I can share an energetic resource tip.
Awesome. I love it. Okay.
So if I want to feel good, like if I'm having, frustration, I turn in the dial, doesn't work. Sometimes I go virtual shopping. I go and I go to whatever site I want, maybe, Nordstrom's or whatever your favorite store is. And I literally shop. I look at every item. I think about how it feels. I think about, where I'm going to wear it to. I see myself in it and I fill that shopping cart up. I don't even look at the price. And then when I'm done shopping, I just erase the cart. And that might sound like, oh, wow, that should be disappointing. But if you go into the feeling of each item, you don't need the item. You feel better just for having experienced it. Just like when I saw that what my thighs would feel like when they don't rub together. It's that same experience of going into the feeling of it.
Because the reason why we do anything is because we believe that we'll feel better once we have it. So why not just go to the feeling place and not necessarily have to go all the way of actually purchasing?
Right. And then when you're in the feeling place, you get something even better. It just happens.
Awesome. I love that. I think I've heard someone else say they did something like that before, but and I've unintentionally done that a few times, thinking I'm going to buy some things and then I never quite purchase the items. But I like the way you just described it, because that does sound like a fun, easy way to be able to connect with the vibrations, the energy that we want to really embody more, to shift our dial, change how we're feeling, however you wanted to phrase it. That sounds like a fun, simple way to do it. So I love that.
Thank you.
And
one site for you. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. No, I love that. That's like a bonus exercise you just gave us. So that's fantastic. And yeah, Anne and Beth are saying that they love it. Beth says, love that process, Nori. So I agree. I second that. Okay. So what advice do you have, Nori, for someone who would like to get into the type of work that you do? And of course, you do a lot of work. You're a registered nurse, you're a hypnotherapist, you're a transformational coach, and more. Any advice or tips you might have for someone that'd like to head down the path that you're on?
Yes. If you want to be a coach, or a hypnotherapist, you have got to check out the Quantum Success Coaching Academy and the Quantum Edge Healing Institute. It's all Christy Whitman and Evelyn Apostolou, but they are the best of the best. And the programs and the instructors and the community, if you really want to be good at what you do, and if you want people to support you while you go through changes, because you go through changes as you learn and you open to more, even to becoming a coach or a hypnotherapist. If you want like the most amazing people to support you, Quantum Success Coaching Academy is.
Oh, that is fantastic. I'm going to look right at the camera here and say, yes, I second that. So yes, I've been to both of those, Quantum Success Academy and the Quantum Edge Healing Institute. So I completely agree. That's fantastic advice. And Nori, what more can you tell us about, what the work that you do and the programs that you have, anything you have coming up that you'd like to share with the audience?
Well, I have Hypnotherapy with Love on Facebook. I have Coaching with Love on Facebook. And I do both of those modalities. I do practice those modalities. The interesting thing that I'm learning is that they're morphing together. The more that I have, the more diverse clients that come to me, it's morphing into hypno coaching, which is amazing.
Nice.
Yes, that's amazing. There was something else I wanted to say and it flew out of my head. Ask me that question again.
I was just asking, are there any programs you have or anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I also have Vision Boards with Love on Facebook. That's a group, and the group is like growing so big. It started out just for talking about vision boards, and it's expanding. We had our first round of creating vision boards, but it's a lot of talk about visualization and focus and the universal laws and law of attraction and manifesting, and really cool people there. But more importantly, in the spring, I am going to be launching a really special program on body transformation. So people can be on the lookout for that.
Very exciting. And so what would be the best way for people to contact you to make sure that they receive information on that program?
They can email me at coachingwithlove, the number 4 and the letter U at gmail.com, coachingwithlove4u at Gmail, or they can go to Coaching with Love on Facebook and you message me there, Hypnotherapy with Love. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, great. I just want to make sure they had the right way to get a hold of you. And Nori, we are towards the end of our interview. I've thoroughly enjoyed this. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the audience that we maybe haven't touched on?
Just to be bold and be daring And if you have that little glimmer of something that you know is going to be amazing, to go for it, to be you full out.
Yeah. I really feel this is the time too that a lot of people are realizing that they're just realizing the desire to do that, and they're going through that process. And so anyone that's watching this who's maybe feeling that pull within them, but also feeling some of the resistance and the contrast and some of that awkwardness that we talked about earlier, I would just say that you're not alone. There are a lot of people that have gone through that, a lot of people that are currently going through that. And it is a lot funner on the other side. And it's a process though to go through it. So you're not alone, and there's help, there's support.
Thank you so much, Kim. Thank you so much for inviting me and just playing in the energy.
Absolutely. Thank you for being my guest today. I'm grateful that we did this today. And we joked about this earlier, but I really do believe there's going to be a time when I'm going to be saying, oh yeah, Nori Love, of course. Yeah. I interviewed her back in 2018, and it's going to be fun. I'm going to be like happy to get to say that.
Aw, thank you, Kim. That's so amazing. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Mwah. I'm blowing you kisses. Let's just take a quick look to see what the comments are here. Thank you to everyone who has joined us. And again, if you are watching the replay, then please, yes, go ahead and still comment and share your thoughts and feedback with us. Oh my goodness. I see here. Okay, it looks like one comment got cut off. I'm not sure what that is, but we have Thomas Murphy here, and he says, love is all there ever was and will always be. The opposite of love is fear, but what is all encompassing can have, the comment moved, can have no opposite. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Beauty of A Course in Miracles. Herein lies, it's kind of getting cut off on my end, so I'm going to pop it up there. I love that, Tom. Thank you so much for commenting. I'm going to move the comment so we can see Nori's face again.
So I just have to say that name is amazingly synchronistic at this moment. Very interesting.
Tom's name?
Yeah.
And that's just another reflection of being in the flow and how we attract and create things. You know what? Okay, since we still have a few minutes, I love to pull cards. Nori, would you like to I feel like, we've co-created this space, and of course, everyone that's here with us today, we've all co-created this space. Would you mind if we pulled a card, Nori?
Please, I would love it.
Okay, I'm gonna okay, and I'm just looking at the comments again too. Thank you, Tom. I'm so glad that you're here today. So I'm grateful that you enjoyed it and are here with us. Okay, so I have 3 decks, Nori. I'll let you choose the deck. Do you want to choose 1, 2, or 3?
3.
Nice. Okay, so 3 is, I'll show you. It's my Louise Hay's Power Thought cards.
Goodness, amazing.
Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna take these out, clear the energy, and I'm gonna start to shuffle. And how about Nori? Why don't you tell me when to stop shuffling, and then I will just pull the card that's on the top of the deck. These ones don't pop out as easily as other decks. So, okay, go ahead and tell me when to stop.
Now.
Says, I turn every experience into an opportunity.
Yay, I love it. That's great. I love them.
I know, I do too. This is
I love Louise Hay.
I know, me too. Yeah. She, Louise Hay has a free audio of her, I think it's of this, it's kind of like a reflection of this deck. It's like 101 power thoughts. It's like an audio of affirmations, and it's really powerful. It's wonderful. For anyone who wants to download that, you can go there. I know I just promoted Louise Hay on here. Do you have anything you would like to share with people too?
The websites that I go to. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Same here. Oh, wonderful. Well, you know what? I think we are going to wrap this up. Hello to Susan. Thank you for being here. And Anne, thank you. I'm glad you loved the cards. And so again, if you have watched this, then thank you for being here. So grateful to have you here. If you're watching the replay, grateful to have you here as well. Feel free to comment. We will respond accordingly. And feel free to share this as well if you found value in this. I hope you remember that there is always hope and that every day is always a new day. We have the ability, the power to shift anything in our lives. And so grateful for you, Nori, for being here and sharing with us today on how you've done some of that and providing tips for the audience as well.
Thanks, Kim. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful day, everyone. And the next show is actually going to be on the 7th with Daniel Garza over on bbsradio.com. So if you're interested in that one, then stay tuned. Go to my page, Kim O'Neill Coaching and Every Day's a New Day show, where that event announcement will be showing up. Have a fantastic day. And until next time, bye for now.